understands, where am I? Yes. Involves trying to understand something new by feeding it. Trying to understand something new by feeding it into what we already know. In other words, if new experience or new information is incorporated within an existing schema, then the process of assimilation has been achieved or has occurred. So, the same example explains this better. So, a child is born with a schema for sucking, and that is why anything new has to be put in the mouth. And if it fits the sucking, then the child has assimilated that new information. If it doesn't fit the sucking scheme or foundation, then the child does not assimilate that. So after several experiences, Mana Jama Kazia. This is something that they can always be sucking, something that they can always be eating, something that they can always be chewing, learning, assimilation. If it's something that the child cannot eat, over time he or she is also going to learn to differentiate these things. So that's assimilation. Accommodation. The second concept is called accommodation. In case of accommodation, this refers to the process of modification of existing schema to incorporate or permit new events or knowledge. Accommodation refers to the modification of existing schema to permit the incorporation. Should read like that. To permit the incorporation of new events or knowledge. Accommodation is the modification of existing schema to permit the incorporation or inclusion of new events or knowledge. So sometimes a new experience or information cannot fit into the existing schema. So in that case, that schema is changed or a new schema is created to incorporate the new event or information or experience. So an accommodation is like a second step to assimilation. When a child finds out that what he already knows and the new information, they don't match, the child creates a new schema. Or revises the old schema in order to fit the new knowledge. Yeah, so I'll give you a very good example. Now, you have ever seen a child? As a matter of fact, children are not born with fear. You agree with me? Yeah. They're not born with fear. They will play with any toy, they will play with any pet, they will play with any animal, even dangerous animals. Why? They just find it fascinating, curious, So that's what they are born with. They are not born with fear. But when that stage, what will happen? Attitude towards that next time, it is why? What she was used to has been changed. You know, this thing is friendly, so on and so forth, has been changed because of a new experience. So new experience creates what we call a new schema, new understanding in the brain. And the child begins now to learn the different sides of that particular thing. And you know, accommodation is very interesting. Let's say mpaka of the same size that gauge, I am one more. Because what he or she is doing is trying to what do I say? I would have a funny thing. That one is a schema. The China should wear the Jokan and us. It means accommodation. Accommodating new information. We particularly in the age. Building, modifying what you already know, just because something similar shares the same characteristics, then you believe they are all one and the same. So accommodation works in that. With the countries of Fanana, they will be treated in the same way. That's accommodation. If they are completely new, then it creates a new scheme. That is why when you're dealing with children, be patient. Don't expect good man to be an expert. He or she has to have time to learn and build new blocks of information or schemas and learn. If you are going to be effective child workers, you have to learn how to be patient. Okay? Yes. Because children will break something that you bought at a very expensive price. They will break it within a day. You will not soon that for a whole year. And then you bought your phone. 100,000. In one day, I'm waiting that money is a pass. Money and nothing. Oh my God. Because the child doesn't know and even doesn't care that you spent your whole life savings on that. Because they're just trying to learn. So 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, or 4-year-old children, they will do that. If I already, according to cognitive development, they are still at a stage where they are still learning. Cognitive development is still happening. Any questions so far? Questions? No. Should I ask you questions? If you ask me questions, I will not ask questions. But if you don't, then I will ask. Fine. So he came up with four stages of development, cognitive development. GPS came up with 4 stages of cognitive development. The first stage he called it sensory motor, and this is a stage of children who are between 0 to 2 years. So that's the first stage out of the 4 stages of cognitive development of children. So sensory motor. Do you know that spelling? Or you need me to give you the spelling? S-E-N-S-O-R-I, sensory, M-O-T-O-R, motor. One way. S-E-N-S-O-R-I, M-O-T-O-R. Got that? So this is the stage accommodating all children who are below 2 years. So what are the characteristics? Typically, children lack language, do not use symbols or mental representation of objects. They lack language, do not use symbols or mental representations of objects at this stage. They use the sensors and motor, they use the senses, not the sensors that in Uganda. Senses. Use senses and motor skills to explore the environment. Use senses. How many senses? 5. Can other people have discovered another sense? Not yet. Begins to use initial memory and the thought. The children begin to use initial memory and the thought. Use initial memory and thought. They develop object permanence. From the word permanent. Develop object permanence. Meaning they recognize that objects do not cease to exist